Consider this your trigger warning. Gerald's trading Devin Booker today. It's PHNX Suns, and it starts in 30 seconds.
What's up, everybody? Welcome into another episode of the PHNX Suns podcast. I'm Lindsay. That's Gerald. That's Flex. That's Espo, who is completely full of it. Gerald would like to
lies. We're starting off the show with lies.
We're burning this MFer down today.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh. Happy offseason, everybody.
Yay.
Yay.
It's here.
All right, before we get into Trade Machine Tuesday, yes, we are going to be talking about Devin Booker trades, but it's just an exercise, and to keep things fair, we're going to talk about all 7 guys under contract, okay? Mm-hmm. Just the same way we have as all Trade Machine Tuesdays before this. But before we get into that and fire up the trade machine, we've got odds on the betting sports books for next season. Espo, what do the Suns say?
Oh, get ready. The bookmakers don't really have much faith in the Phoenix Suns. You can see it here. BetMGM has the Suns at a plus 2,500 to win the title. No, this is not every team. This was just 6 that we found interesting. It means they have the same odds as the Clippers right now, which they don't have 2 of their guys even signed right now, which means Vegas doesn't even know who's on their roster, and they still think they have as good of a shot as the Suns. The Knicks are better. Mavs at a plus 900, Nuggets at a plus 750, and the defending champs now at plus 300, the Boston Celtics. Are you guys feeling this down? Because these, to me, and I'll give you another one, another book, Bet365, has them at plus 3,300 to win the title. This is the kind of thing, to me at least, I'm putting a few bucks down on, because if it hits, I make pretty good money. You know?
Yeah, might as well take a swing. I mean, I think they were like 6th best odds in the West or something like that, which is kind of surprising. I know that it's mostly a placeholder because they did finish 6th in the West this season. But yeah, I guess everybody else is not as high on the Suns. I understand it. I do think with a year of familiarity under their belt now and a new head coach, I do think there's something to be said for that. Even if they don't make any major changes, some of the teams that are ahead of them are interesting. Like you said, the Clippers still have major question marks about what their team's going to look like a couple months from now. The Knicks, I get it. They play in the East. They had a really great season. They can bring their guys back, but they still got to get through Boston in that conference. So to have their odds that much significantly higher is a little surprising, but it is what it is.
Comedy. Just comedy. We're not even 24 hours removed from crowning an NBA champ. We don't know what the draft looks like. We don't know what free agency looks like. We don't know what shuffling during this offseason is going to look like. I got no damn clue.
Well, consider where they were sitting last year, too. At this point, they were one of the favorites to win the title. So.
There you go. So it don't mean nothing really. It's just something to entertain you on June 19th, 18th.
Yeah,
18th. Just
Eric in the chat brought up LeBron in a different way, but if you think LeBron might be coming to Phoenix, you definitely want to get in on this at these odds, because they will drastically change if that does happen.
Now's the time.
So.
Get in now in general. Right? Because nothing's happened in the offseason. Nobody knows anything. So get in, because it could dramatically change on multiple fronts.
Besides comedy, that's what I saw in there. An opportunity.
What about MVP odds? How are those looking for us?
These are my favorite. Let's take a look at this. So Jokic at plus 400. Luka at plus 400. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander at 650. Victor Wembanyama plus 2,000, right? And then you got Devin Booker and Kevin Durant at plus 8,000 from BetMGM. On Bet365, KD's at plus 8,000. Devin Booker's at a plus 10,000.
Okay.
So
interesting.
How the mighty have fallen?
That's pretty crazy. I mean, I guess to some degree, having 2 MVP candidates can sometimes cancel each other out.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm choosing to believe out of these odds. But like, yeah, it is kind of crazy to see Wemby that high up. I do think he's going to win an MVP within his first probably 5 years in the league. I think that's entirely possible for him. But man, like year 2 to have that much better odds than Kevin Durant and Devin Booker is pretty surprising.
Well, especially with a team that likely isn't attempting to really make their move yet. I'd guess year 3 is probably when San Antonio really goes in on trying to change their fortunes.
Could be, but they have a lot of cap space this year, so depends on how they want to approach it, honestly.
Hey, if you want really good odds on a future Sun, LeBron plus 15,000 right now to win MVP.
Wow.
So, there you go.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, listen, again, this is a little very comedic to me. I'd bet the house. I bet the house and some money
On what?
that a guy like Wemby's not winning MVP.
Oh, okay.
I thought you meant on Book or Durant.
I was like,
No.
What are we betting the house on?
Yeah, like there's just no way. He just doesn't play for a team that's going to be competing. Doesn't play for a team like Luka's incredible, man. Luka's one of the best players I've ever seen in my life, and Luka's struggling to get MVP. And look what he's done already up until now. I know he's up there on the list higher, but man,
when Wemby leads the Spurs to that 3 seed in the West this year, look out.
Hey, I'm not saying
how the offseason shakes out.
I'm not saying that's not possible, but listen, Wemby's gonna be great. Wemby, if he stays healthy and continues to build on his game, I don't think there's any doubt that in 3 years Wemby might be the best player on planet Earth. But I gotta see a little bit more. He's just had a good rookie year. Let's see him follow up on it.
To me, like, I don't expect Devin Booker or Kevin Durant to win MVP. I'll say that. But I'm kind of looking at this as the way people are feeling about players or ranking players right now.
Yeah.
And we go from Devin Booker and Kevin Durant being considered each top 10 guys last offseason in the NBA to that bloom's really falling off the rose right now, right? They're not viewed as that. These odds to me say more about the perspective that has shifted about these guys rather than will they really win MVP compared to where they were in those odds this time last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people are down on the Suns, man. I mean, rightfully so. They didn't have a great year.
So now's a good time to get in.
Yeah,
right?
that's it. They just down on the Suns. His stock is down.
Or everybody else
I
knows
know,
something we
sell
don't.
high.
Yeah.
Exactly. I don't know. All right. Well, those are the odds if you want to get in on the action. But it's officially the off season, and Bobby Marks tweeted out some rules of the off season that started as of today. So what is allowed now that we are under the new CBA? Negotiating with your own free agent, negotiating with a player on your roster that is rookie extension eligible, and negotiating with a player on your roster that is a veteran extension eligible as of July 6th. Here's what's not allowed yet, though. Negotiate with a free agent not on your roster. A team can begin negotiating at 6 p.m. Eastern time on June 30th for that. Announce publicly, i.e. teams, agents, and players, that a team and free agent have reached agreements on a contract. The first allowable date is July 6th at 12:01 p.m. Eastern time. That doesn't mean we won't get some Woj or Shams bombs, though.
Tentatively agreed to.
Exactly. We just can't get anything official from teams, agents, and players. And violation of the rules, fines up to $2 million, forfeiture of draft picks, and or suspension of team personnel. We all got a little slap on the wrist last year for tampering. And violating the rules. Let's not do it again.
Let me say this. I would take a James Jones suspension, a $2 million fine, and a removal of one of those draft picks in 2 years for LeBron James. Go ahead and do that. I don't care. Violate the rules.
Okay, that's fine, I guess.
And just don't do it for Drew Eubanks 2.0.
Like, if you're going to get in trouble for tampering, at least get in trouble for tampering for something that, like, really moves the needle.
It's like if you're going to get arrested for shoplifting, don't do it for gum. Do it for, like, a television, right?
See, this is a little different because the money,
No.
your charges get up at that point, I suppose.
Your charges you're going to get more than a second round pick fine for this, but if you're gonna do it, go big, right?
Well, see, that's what worries me. Like, you don't even really have second round picks, so what are they going to take next?
Take a first, suspend James Jones.
Can they?
Heck,
This is
You
this
don't
is
have any
this
second-round
is
picks?
why-
I genuinely don't know.
this is why
God.
you don't talk about LeBron James until it's time to talk about LeBron James, man.
we don't talk
this is
about
it.
LeBron. No,
I mean, this
no.
is it. LeBron plays for the Lakers. He's on a contract on the Lakers.
Hey,
LeBron can't be talking to the Suns. Suns can't talk about LeBron.
wink,
So
wink.
there'll be a time for
They
that.
can just talk to Bronny at his second pre-draft workout, right?
Yeah, there you go.
They just talk to Bronny. You don't talk to LeBron.
Maybe, yeah, maybe.
Because that is a little rumor that's floating around right
Yeah.
now. We'll maybe dive into that deeper tomorrow. I don't know. But with these rules, that means we are officially on Royce O'Neale watch, everybody.
Tantalizing,
I know.
titillating.
But here's the thing. Royce O'Neale is one of the only and best path forward for the Suns, not only because he was good for this squad, but for some flexibility in the future, like we've talked about.
Mhm.
How are you guys feeling about where we're getting numbers from Royce O'Neale? I know John Hollinger suggested 4 years, $55 million.
Mhm.
What are you guys kind of thinking as of this point?
That number seems a little steep, but we've said this the last time we talked about Royce O'Neale. I wrote about it a few weeks back. If you weren't here for that, the reason that the number might be more than you're expecting is because he has all the leverage. And if they let Royce O'Neale walk, they're not getting any of that cap room by letting him walk. So all they would have are vet minimums to replace him. You're not going to replace a guy like Royce O'Neale with vet minimum deals. So you need to re-sign him, even if it's just for trade flexibility down the road. So that way you can potentially move him for a contract in the mid-level range in the future. Remember, the Suns cannot take back more money in a trade than they send out either as a second tax apron team. So if they structure his deal around, 3 years, 40 million, something like that, or even 4 years in the 11 to $13 million range, don't be surprised by that, because that's probably what his value is on the open market. And it makes sense to kind of bring him back at that price range.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I listen, I think he's a mid-level guy.
Mhm.
That's what he is.
Mhm.
If you can get him on a 3 or 4 year deal, I think it's a good deal for the Suns, good deal for Royce. I don't expect there to be much of a hold up with this. This is going to get worked out. Royce O'Neale's going to be a Phoenix Sun. Everybody knows it. We can't afford to lose him. I think he likes being here. I think it's a good fit. They'll meet in the middle, find a good ground, and we'll move on from this.
I know this will never happen, but I'm in the 2-year, $44 million. Just give him it all now. Trade him next year for a guy that makes 22, or trade him at the deadline. But obviously, you don't have enough sweetener to get somebody to take Royce O'Neale at $22 million, and circumvent this new second apron that way. But I think you guys are right. It's probably 3-4 years in that range, money wise, like you're talking about. But you have to do it, right? Like you said, Gerald. There's no way you're getting a guy that does what he does if he walks, right? You're going to be trying to get a guy that does similar things to him at a lesser skill set, and probably at an older age, for a vet minimum. So just pay him what he wants, get him in here for the next few years, and figure out things in the future, because you don't have options. And if you're all in, like it seems they are, you're going to have him.
Okay, Mike from Mesa asked a good question in the chat. We're talking about potentially overpaying Royce O'Neale a little bit for some trade flexibility down the road, and also because we want him back on the roster and he has all the leverage here. But Mike said, how do you trade someone who's overpriced?
Royce wouldn't be overpriced. Royce is absolutely a mid-level exception level player. That's what he would get on the open market, as well as probably here. That's not overpriced. Like the new NBA, the salary cap is going up year by year. The new TV deal is going to kick in. 11, 12, 13 million dollars a year for a player is the going rate for two-way wings in this league, whether they're starting or coming off the bench, and it's going to look like peanuts in a few years anyway. So if all it really costs is Matt Ishbia some luxury tax money, it's not overpriced, and that's pretty easily tradable or movable to some other team down the line.
Yeah.
Well, and even if you pay him slightly more than what his perceived value is, and you include some kind of draft compensation if you're getting a slightly better player, fine. There's ways around it, but it certainly gives you some additional opportunities here. By the way, to whoever asked, yes, I'm okay with cheating. I think it was somebody from Mesa, Mike from Mesa. Yeah, why not? Nothing else
Hell
has worked
yeah.
in the last 57 years. So, if you ain't cheating, you ain't winning is what I've been hearing here. I also love that Mike from Mesa has Jesus as his avatar while I'm saying, yeah, let's cheat. Go ahead, right?
There we go,
I mean,
man.
honestly, you're going to try and tell me that 29 other teams aren't low-key cheating at points and times throughout
They all do
their
this.
tenure?
Man, they
Sports
all
is
do
cheating.
this.
Exactly.
They all do this. Yeah, they just
Exactly.
don't
Just
get
playing the
caught.
game. Just don't get caught.
Don't get caught.
Play the game.
I also like Raymond, who says Espo for president. Hey, you got to cheat there, too, to get up in politics. So why not? By the way, hi, Eli. Hi, guest and Wow Factor and Jason Lee.
And hey, Dot.
And Brian. Timothy, I'm not saying hi to you with what you've been throwing around there. Darth Voida in the chat. Yes, we do have the best hair.
Ogre.
And Mike, and welcome. And please become a diehard. You guys support the program in the chat. We love to have you support the program on the website, gophnx.com.
Oh, Voida.
You guys are great in the comments right
I'm
now.
not reading that one.
Espo brought up becoming a diehard. There are a lot of great perks for becoming a diehard. First and foremost, you get access to our Discord. You get access to diehard exclusive content. You get discounts. You get a free item from our locker upon signing up, a shirt or hat of your choice. You get a whole bunch of really cool specialty items and things of that nature for becoming a diehard. So go to gophnx.com and click on Become a Diehard to see all of the things you can get for becoming a diehard today, and sign up today as well. Also, while you're over at gophnx.com, hit up that events tab because we got a lot of really cool events coming up, including June 20th. Yes, in 2 days, y'all. This Thursday, we're going to be out at Chicken and Pickle for trivia night from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. It is a free event. It's going to be an absolute blast. I think it's sports trivia, right?
Yes, sports trivia.
Y'all
Derek
should be really good at it.
Yeah, Timothy, come on out. I'll show you what I know about basketball.
It'll be a lot of fun. We love our friends over at Chicken and Pickle. They've got food, they've got drinks, they've got pickleball courts, they've got games out on the lawn. It's a really big facility, and it's a really cool facility. So come hang out with us. Also, the PHNX Cardinals True is taking over Miami, and who wouldn't want to go out to Miami this fall? So if you are interested in that, also make sure you check that event out as well. Also, our friends over at Mint Mobile want to hook you guys up after years of fine print contracts and getting ripped off by overpriced wireless providers. If they've learned anything, it's that there's always a catch. So when I heard that for a limited time, all Mint Mobile wireless plans are $15 a month when you purchase a 3-month plan. I thought, what's the catch? But Espo, after talking to them, there is no catch, right?
No.
It all just made sense.
No, Ryan Reynolds and I had a great conversation about Mint Mobile, and he showed me all the fine print that they don't have, that there's no catch here. Ryan Reynolds just wants to take care of you, right? That's what it is. Mint Mobile's got you covered. I love it. I use it for my second phone. No, not for cheating purposes, for not having to deal with these guys on the weekend.
Two phones.
That's a side piece phone. Players, understand what we're saying. Get the side piece.
So you
phone.
bought a second phone so you can ignore us on your main phone.
It's a dumb phone that all it does is make calls and can get texts from my family. I literally zone out.
So it's perfect when you want to tune out and you want to control your screen time, but you might not have the willpower to be like, yeah, maybe I need to get off TikTok right now.
Amen. That's exactly what it is.
Keeps you connected when you need to be connected, but also lets you check out for a little bit.
Exactly.
So say bye-bye to your overpriced wireless plans, jaw-dropping monthly bills, and unexpected overages. To get this new customer offer and your new 3-month unlimited wireless plan for just $15 a month, go to mintmobile.com/sons. That's mintmobile.com/sons. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/sons. $45 upfront payment required, equivalent to $15 a month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes on unlimited plan. Additional taxes, fees, and restrictions apply. See mintmobile.com for details.
You know, I've been accused of not knowing much about basketball, but you know what I do know about basketball?
What's that?
They're smooth. Right? Basketballs are smooth.
No, I don't like that.
And if you want a smooth sack summer, our friends over at Manscaped can make your boys feel like them basketballs. Nice and smooth.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
no.
Oh, yeah. It's a sexy sack today for just all of you out there. It's the smooth sack summer, and it's officially upon us. When you're playing in the summer sun, make sure you're groomed from pubes to bum. There's other places you can groom too, but this is where Manscaped wants you to be groomed from. Thanks to our friends at Manscaped, you can make the season your smoothest yet. You want to be smooth with the ladies? They got you covered, all right? They won't help you in the club, but in this area, they'll take care of it. Oh, and your package will be ready for performance. The Performance Package 5.0 Ultra is the ultimate bundle to keep your boys downstairs cool while looking hot. All right. Join the top 10 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped. By the way, that's 20 million balls that trust Manscaped. With their exclusive offer, get 20% off and free shipping when you go to manscaped.com and use that code SUNS. Summer and the trimming is easy. That's right. It's 20% off and free shipping with the code SUNS. That's 20% off and free shipping with the code SUNS at manscaped.com. If you don't get it, it's 20% off and free shipping if you didn't hear me. It's smooth sack summer, boys. Get on board or get left behind.
I don't think I love playing sexy sax for like our win music.
But they're
with
sexy sax.
that.
I don't
They're
mind
telling
it.
you to have sexy sax this
I
summer.
thought they were smooth.
I don't mind it. I don't mind it. That ad read is literally nuts, bro.
Now that's a joke I can
Here we
support.
go.
All right, we have a couple super chats here. Let's get to those. The first one comes from Altex. Thank you. They said, side note from today's topic, am I the only Suns fan that believes in Bradley Beal? Sure feels like it. Still going to be biased with him over Tatum.
Well, I don't know about the Tatum
Bradley
part,
Beal
but-
over Tatum?
I don't know about the Tatum
Yeah, I
part,
don't know
but
about that.
I think people are lower on Bradley Beal than they should be, and it's mostly because of his contract, not even because of what he did on the basketball court, which is unfortunate, but I get it's part of it.
Minor
Yeah.
setback for a major comeback. I love a good comeback story. That's kind of what I look forward to this Sun season. There's a lot of opportunity for that because everybody's poured the dirt on this team, so why not watch something that people aren't expecting?
I kind of love what's happening right now with the Suns and the narratives and all the negativity. I love it. Failure is good in basketball, and I these guys, man, I'm telling y'all, they keeping receipts, man. Brad Beal,
I can confirm that.
Brad Beal is a good basketball player, man. I mean, the people being down on Brad, come on, man, chill out. I can't wait for this season. I'm excited. I think these guys are gonna have a really nice bounce back season.
Brian sent us one and they said, bye-bye, Luca. Always a ringless hoe, never a bride.
Damn.
Chill out, man. Luca played
With
his
the
ass
sunglass
off.
smiley
Luca
emoji.
played his ass off, man. That guy gave it everything he had. He
Come
was hurt.
That was a
Can I get the
great
two
super
shot
chat.
here?
Oh, man.
Jalen Smith has more wins in a final than Luka Doncic, right? Luka will forever be my boy Frank Kaminsky is a better player than Luka based on number of wins in the finals, all right? Let's stop with this narrative that he's the best player in the world. Look at all the guys on the Suns roster who had more finals wins than him. Always a hoe, all right?
Honestly,
I was trying out for
I got
ESPN.
you,
Did I
dude.
make it? You did?
Yeah.
Did I make it?
That was
You
good.
did.
That was real
Good
good.
audition tape.
you get a call back at least.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see about a real job. Fantastic super chat, though. I laughed really hard at that. Heat Check sent us one, and they said, Flex, what's up with Bronny getting a second workout, but other teams are struggling to get one workout? Eyeball emoji, eyeball emoji.
Who's Bronny?
We can talk about Bronny. We can't talk about the other
Oh,
one.
that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, if it walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, what'd I say?
Don't
Don't
call
call
it a
it a megalodon.
dinosaur.
There it is.
Oh.
Megalodon. That's a new one.
Sorry, wasn't there
Yeah,
for
I
that
mean,
one.
yeah. I mean, listen, he's coming back for a second workout,
Mm.
and you are correct. There are people that can't even contact him. So you read into that however you want to read into it, man. But I tell you what, where there's smoke, there's fire.
You feeling better about a second Bronny workout or Gran Turismo?
Oh, Gran Turismo, though. Come on, man. Bronny got some
Always
work to
Gran
do.
Turismo.
He got some work to do.
All right, guys.
Hold on, can I read Sean's comment? Sean says, left side Espo greater than right side Espo. It is very tough to host a show and be this guy. It's not easy, all right?
Well, yeah, because you have to drive.
Yeah.
You can't drive and be
I
the
can't be-
drunk guy in the back
No,
seat.
I can't be
You
the
gotta
I can't
pick
be the
one or the
parent and the
other.
annoying child.
Exactly. Like, it is what it is. All right, guys. Guess what time it is?
Ooh, baby.
It's Trade Machine Tuesday. Trade Machine Tuesday. Trade Machine Tuesday. Trade Machine Tuesday. I got applause.
The
Hold
way
on.
Lindsay's face lit up when she heard the applause.
I'm glad you got
Aw,
applause, but
thank you, Eric.
I don't feel like this is the Trade Machine Tuesday. We should have
This
had
is
an applause.
probably not.
Oh, that
It
was
was just
sweet.
for Lindsay.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Gerald wants to trade Devin. You guys,
Ugh.
isn't that what your article said?
I love that I keep getting thrown under the bus on this. Yeah, so this is the disclaimer portion of the show
Yep.
where I reassure everybody the Suns are not going to trade Devin Booker. I don't think that they should trade Devin Booker or want them to trade Devin Booker. Devin Booker still wants to be here. So none of this is meant to raise your anxiety levels or suggest that the Suns need to do this or do that. As we've been saying for weeks now on this program, we're doing this every week with all 7 Suns players under contract as a thought exercise because guess what? It's the offseason and we want to be thorough. We want to cover the possibilities of what is possible under the new CBA as a second tax apron team. We also want to give you guys an appropriate kind of trade value for each one of their players. But again, the Suns are not trading Devin Booker. They're not trading any of the big 3. This is just like a for fun, harmless little exercise. So stop stuffing me in lockers. You don't have to beat me up. It's okay. Put down the pitchforks, put down the torches.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. This is just to kind of figure out, okay, if they did trade somebody, what would a Devin Booker trade even look like? And that's it. Nobody wants to trade Devin Booker. He's arguably
speak for
going to
yourself.
be the best Suns player of all time. And you don't trade guys like that when they're in their prime. You just don't do it unless he wants out. And again, there's no indication he wants out. So everyone just relax. It's okay.
Yeah.
So I have a couple things because we're already saying a whole bunch of this in the comments. No, this is not just to get views. It's not clickbait. It's just being fair and being thorough too. Like we told you at the beginning, we were going to go through all guys on under contract with the Suns.
For over a month now, we've been saying this.
And it's only fair that if we're going to do it for one, we do it for all of them this year, specifically because the new CBA, and there's very few of them under contract anyway. So why not?
And also, there are a portion of people in the chat right now that are saying, why not? We should trade Devin Booker. He's not good enough to be the number 1 player on a contender, yada, yada, yada. Okay, well, then there is value in this exercise because I went through all 29 teams to see what a Devin Booker trade would look like. And my conclusion walking away from it, as we'll get into some of these trades, is that a Devin Booker trade probably doesn't make you better or push you closer to winning a title this year. So just something to keep in mind.
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, Timothy says, I want to trade him in the chat. Like there is a portion of Suns fans that think that this is the best path to being a contender or to get out of whatever slump or situation they feel like we're in currently as the Suns franchise. So it isn't just crazy that some people genuinely want to move on from Devin Booker. And that is your opinion. You're entitled to it all, but this is the exercise.
Look, and my friend Mike in the chat asked, would you trade Devin Booker if it guaranteed a championship? Yes! I'd trade family members if it guaranteed a championship. I'd trade all 3 of these people right here if it guaranteed a championship. I'd trade Eric even if it guaranteed a first-round win.
Oh, my God.
All right?
Oh my God, just a
Just a
first
single
round
game.
win.
Oh, just a
We didn't
single
even get a
game.
game.
Damn.
We got to up your trade value here, Eric. Eric's going to end the streak.
I got to sign Eric to a new contract. That's ridiculous.
All right, now we've got all that out of the way. You do know that Devin Booker and the Knicks have been tied together since the Suns got bounced in the first round of the playoffs. Even yesterday, The Athletic had an article bringing it up again. But here's how they wrote it, right? They said, touching on more big names that may not be on the move, but could come up in star-thirsty conversations. We know the Knicks are thirsty for Devin Booker, so let's give the Knicks a Devin Booker trade. First and foremost, we've got the Knicks receiving Book and the Suns receiving Julius Randle, Josh Hart, and 4 first-round picks. So Julius Randle averaged 24 points per game, 9.2 rebounds, 5 assists, shot 47.2% from the field, 31.1% from deep this last season. Josh Hart averaged 9.4 points per game, 8.3 rebounds, 4.1 assists, shot 43.4% from the field, and 31% from deep. Yay or nay?
I mean, all of these are going to be nay for me, but just in terms of talking about actual value here, I don't think this is enough from a player perspective. Like, I like Josh Hart a lot. I think he's one of the best role playing, and he is the best rebounding guard in the NBA. He played great for the Knicks this season, and Julius Randle, I think, is a little underrated at this point. But that's not enough value for Book. Like first round picks, okay, I get it. You get a lot of draft capital, but how does that help you next season with a 35-year-old Kevin Durant? How does that help you with Bradley Beal's window? Like it doesn't push you any closer to a title for next year, which would be the point if you were trading Devin Booker instead of somebody else. So for me, as much as it's nice to restock your draft cupboard and all that stuff, it's not enough value for me here.
Look, I know everybody's sitting here and saying, "Oh no, I wouldn't trade." If I'm a GM, if I'm sitting in James Jones' seat, I gotta listen to everything, right? I'm not doing my job as a GM if I'm not listening to everything. Now, this wouldn't do it for me. This wouldn't even get close. This would be, well, thanks for calling and wasting 5 minutes of each of our time, because this isn't the kind of thing that gets me closer to my ultimate goal. But you're damn right. I'd listen if it got me closer to my ultimate goal, and that's my job as a GM, is to put a Larry O'Brien trophy in that case. So I'm going to listen to these as if I was actually sitting in that seat and consider it. This one doesn't come close to enough value to me, though, and there's a lot of question marks with Randall and health and everything that went on. And 4 draft picks do nothing for me right now. So.
Yeah, listen, as a GM, your job is to listen to everything, right? If I'm a GM and if I'm James Jones and I'm sitting here, of course I'm going to listen to trades for Devin Booker. I'm going to listen to trades for Kevin Durant. I'm going to listen to trades for Brad Beal. Are they going to hold my attention very long? That's really what the exercise is as a general manager. And so, yeah, you listen, you hear what they're offering, and then you hang up. And this is a hang up for me. Like, this is like, okay, yo, I appreciate y'all reaching out. It's nice seeing what you ate for breakfast today, but there ain't no Devin Booker trade getting done unless you're giving me a guy that has clear all NBA potential, and has a lot more years ahead of him than behind him. This trade comes nowhere close to draft capital's cool, but you're not trading Devin Booker for draft capital. Draft capital's not going to get you Devin Booker.
And you can't do Devin this dirty. He just got away from the disgraced former owner, and then you're sending him a James Dolan? Nah, you can't do that.
Nah.
And there were some people in the chat that are asking some questions here. So to clarify this, no, they can't do Booker and Nurk for a larger package there because A, they can't aggregate salary. B, OG Anunoby can't come back to the Suns because he's probably going to opt out of his player option, and the Suns cannot add players through a sign and trade. So again, this is kind of why we're doing this, so that we can educate people on what is and isn't possible in trades.
Also, to the point of the person who said, why not just swap Book for Klay Thompson, do a sign and trade there? One, I don't think you make that move ever. But
Why
also,
would we want the corpse of Klay Thompson?
But also the sign and trade aspect. That was the biggest portion of that one. Is that doesn't, you can't do that. Right. The Suns cannot participate in sign and trade.
In a sign and trade.
Yes.
And like, there are better players on the Knicks that you would obviously want to target, but guess what? They're not trading you Jalen Brunson coming off the season that he had. OG Anunoby, as we covered, is going to be a free agent, so you can't do a sign and trade with him. Same thing with Isaiah Hartenstein. So, like, this is kind of what you're limited to here.
Yeah, and that's why it's a quick no.
Yes, that one. Yeah. That one's a hard no. So we'll move on to the next one. This is a trade with the Wizards. They're receiving Devin Booker in exchange for Kyle Kuzma, Denia Avdija. His last name always gets me, and so does this one. Bilal Coulibaly, and 4 first-round picks. So Kuzma averaged 22.2 points per game, 6.6 rebounds, 4.2 assists, shot 46.3% from the field, 33.6% from deep. Avdija averaged 14.7 points per game, 7.2 rebounds, 3.8 assists, shot 50.6% from the field, and 37.3% from deep. Coulibaly averaged 8.4 points, 4.1 rebounds, 1.7 assists, shot 43.5% from the field, and 34.6% from deep.
Can I be the Washington GM here?
Sure.
Hey, James.
Can I be James?
Yeah, you can be James.
Yeah.
Hey, James.
Yeah, talk to me, dog.
You want Kendall's other ex-boyfriend? We got Walmart Devin Booker that you can have in Kyle Kuzma. some guys you can't pronounce in that first round picks you don't like anyways. What do you say, James?
Fuck out of here, man. Yeah, pretty sure. You know what? I do want to say something real quick. I don't want to control you.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Okay. So we do this Trade Machine Tuesday. I'm seeing the chat, and Gerald, everyone here has done a good job of explaining it's an exercise. But there are people that seem to be taking it the wrong way. And to them, I'll say this. Instead of looking at this like we're sitting here trying to trade Devin Booker, or we're trying to make up these fake Devin Booker trades, how about we look at this exercise as this is what other teams are literally trying to do for Devin Booker, right? Yeah. This is Washington. This is really what Washington would try to do. Put yourself in Washington's shoes. Don't look at this like we're trying to trade Devin Booker, or Devin Booker wants out, or the Suns would even do this. Take this exercise and say, hey, this is what the other teams would be doing, and we're going to give the verdict. And right, my verdict, if Washington called with that, would be go get a croissant, dog.
Mike from Mesa says, does Walmart Devin Booker play defense? No, Walmart loses billions of dollars every year. They don't play good defense.
Oh my gosh. Buddha the Schizo said Beal would be so mad at this trade.
He would be. And that's the one. That's the funny. Okay, so first of all, this is how I feel about this trade.
There we go.
It's not good at all. It's bad. I like Denny Avdia a lot. I think he's one of the more underrated role players in the league, two-way players. And their rookie, Koulibaly, he came into the league as one of the most defensive-ready rookies that we've seen in a while. I think he's got offensive upside, but this is the type of move you make when you're blowing it up, and the Suns are not blowing it up. Nope. And they're definitely not why would the Wizards do this either when they just traded their franchise star away last year? Why are they going to trade for I get that Book's younger than Beal, but it doesn't make any sense for them to go that route either. So no, it doesn't make sense. But I like what Flex said in terms of this, if it helps you, think about it as what would other teams, if they wanted Devin Booker, be able to offer at their best? And the verdict is probably going to be not enough in almost all of these.
Look at it as what you can turn to your friends who are saying they should trade Devin Booker and go,
here's what
does any of this interest you?
Exactly.
Do you like this?
All right, then.
Next up, some of you will like this one. Maybe. I don't know. A trade with the Brooklyn Nets. The Nets get Devin Booker, and the Suns receive Cam Johnson, Mikal Bridges, and their 4 first-round draft picks back. So Cam averaged 13.4 points, 4.3 rebounds, 2.4 assists, shooting 44.6% from the field and 39% from deep. Mikal averaged 19.6 points, 4.5 rebounds, 3.6 assists, shooting 43.6% from the field and 37.2% from deep. What say you, gentlemen?
This is my troll trade.
This was like, I'm just going to stab you and twist.
This is like trading in your Corvette for a Ferrari and then going, oh, I really want a different car now, but I'm going to give you more to get my Corvette back. I'll give you that car you let me buy on that trade and another $100,000 on top of it. What would James Jones be saying if he actually made a move like this?
Can we play the game again? You're Sean Mark.
I'm calling you.
You're calling.
I have to call you with this offer, James.
Yeah.
I know I fucked you with that KD trade.
Oh.
You want to erase it, but give me Devin Booker instead? Does that make you feel better?
So Sean, so you're telling me that we're just gonna go back in time, and I'm gonna trade Devin Booker for Kevin Durant, because that's what we're doing here. That's what we're doing here.
Except with Cam on a worse contract now.
Except with Cam on a worse contract, and Mikal having come to reality about whether he's a number 1 or 2. So we redoing this, dog.
Look,
man,
let me tell you.
Come on, dog.
I'm the Joker and you're Batman, and we're just gonna keep going around in a circle like this forever.
Until we figure
We're
it out.
just gonna keep dealing guys back and forth until each of us are happy. Because right now, I don't feel like either of us are.
Eric in the chat said this is a curveball, though, tugging on the heartstrings. LMFAO.
I don't think people would know what to do.
No, I wouldn't know what to do.
It wouldn't. Listen, I genuinely don't think it would be the same, though. We love the twins. We love Cam and Mikal. Don't get me wrong.
No.
But the whole team is different. And now you're not even having Book with them. And Book and Mikal and Cam were all pretty tight too. I feel like Cam and Mikal brought a lot out of Book, personality-wise. I just don't think it would be the same.
No.
It's like one of those things where you're like nostalgic for it, but then you kind of go back and you're like, wait a minute.
It ruined.
This was only better when I was 19 and young and dumb and all the things.
It ruined them as fan favorites for them to be the guy that you traded away for KD, you missed for so long, and then you trade Devin Booker for them, and they come back and they're not going to be Devin Booker. Yeah. So that would be brutal.
I'm sorry, I'm not leaving my wife for a hot girlfriend to go back to my wife and go. Like, why bother with it?
Why'd you have to take it there?
Why bother with it?
Why are you always
stay with the one you love? Like, if that's where you're going, like, no, this is stupid.
I like what Lindsay's saying. They all have to be together for you to feel that feeling again.
It's not going to be.
If it were Book without them or them without Book, it would feel weird. So no. But anyway, back to the exercise. This is a quick no. But this was a little bit of a troll job, I think.
It was.
By the way,
Joe's like, you're not round.
Dagoon saying we're just raging because the folks here at PHNX hate Booker so much. I love that I hope it is.
It's gotta be so.
Because the pendulum is swung so far right now.
Facts.
Eric in the chat telling me to stop, probably good. Amelia telling me to stop, probably good. I'm not saying I'm going. I'm saying it's stupid to do that.
All right, we've got a few more here, but before we get into that, a couple things from the chat. I don't know what this is. Mike just said, hear me out. You guys should be DX for Halloween. What's DX? Oh, like wrestling?
Yeah,
so
DX.
Saul is Triple H, Gerald is Road Dogg, Espo, Billy Gunn, Flex, X-Pac, and I'm China. Okay. Low key,
I feel like you'd be Triple H.
I would be
but I would rather be, I mean, sure. China was legit. I used to watch wrestling when I was a kid, just behind the curtain. But I would rather
Why
be
the hell is
Lita.
Saul Triple H?
Right? It was a blast. I don't know. We do have a couple super chats here as well. So super chat from Be Calm, See Clearly. Thank you so much for your super chats that I will not be reading. But I appreciate your love and affinity for Devin Booker, and I hope all your wishes come true one day.
Really glad this Trade Machine Tuesday could bring out that side of Be Calm secretly.
Can I just read? No. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I get filthy when that liquor get into me. At least we understand a little bit more now.
That was the most mundane part of the super chat.
Exactly.
I support it. I support your chaos.
I appreciate this.
I don't think he's calm. He or she. I mean, I don't know.
You never know.
I don't think they're
Can
calm.
you give us
or
some clarity
sincere.
on that?
I don't know if we want.
I don't think so. I think I like the ambiguity.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I do. Alltech sent us another one, and they said, my Beal over Tatum bias comes mostly from STL folks being poser Celtics fans. Those same folks won't root for a Chicago team if they had an STL native. So that's where the bias kind of
Right.
Beal is
and I
the
totally
pride of St.
understand
Louis.
that.
Yes, he is.
I get that one. Listen, you guys know I was on vacation and I missed my friends over at Circle K, specifically the slushy Polar Pops, you guys, because thankfully where I was, the weather was a little bit nicer than it is here in Phoenix. But you know, summertime in Phoenix, there is nothing that hits better than an ice cold Polar Pop, whether you're getting a Coke, a Gatorade, a tea, you name it. They've got all kinds. A thirst to match all of your needs. And remember, right now through September 3rd, at any Arizona location, you can get a Polar Pop or Froster for just 79 cents. But if you are part of their Inner Circle membership, how much do you get it for?
69 cents.
That's right.
Nice.
That is nice. So make sure you join Circle K. That was hilarious. Make sure you join Circle K's Inner Circle for free by downloading the Circle K app today. Terms and conditions apply at participating locations. Visit CircleK.com for details. And I don't mean to bury the lead, but when you also become a part of the Inner Circle, you save 25 cents per gallon on your first 5 fill-ups. We all know summer road trips are here, and it's a great way to beat the heat. Save some money as well with our friends over at Circle K.
Be Calm, See Clearly. Big fan of those 69 cents Polar Pops. Anyway, no good transition here. So last night I was reading a Jim Henson book with my daughter.
Were you?
A biography.
Please.
Did you guys know that Oscar the Grouch was originally orange?
I did not know
first
that.
season
I know
of
that.
Sesame
My
Street.
favorite
It was-
character too.
Yes, Oscar the Grouch was orange. But Nookie Monster, also orange, maybe purple sometimes.
That's where this
And
is
our friends
going.
at Illegal Pete's are excited for you to join them out in their Tempe location. Patio season not here anymore, but they have nice indoor. You can go there, have nice beer. They still patio beers, they just inside. Their margaritas strongest in Arizona. You arm wrestle them, they kick your ass. That's right. Irresistible drinks, mouth-watering food, better than cookies. All right. Not that I like cookies. I Nookie Monster, not Cookie Monster. They'll fill your heart's desire with these amazing mouth-watering drinks. But their menu, their menu. I love me some Illegal Pete's, the bowls, tacos, salads, burritos, nachos. And they're amazing. So, and they're piping hot queso. Can't forget that. Right now, they have their legendary soundcheck deal. You bring ticket stub from any event. Any event.
Any.
Yeah.
And you get a draft beer or house margarita for 1 penny. 1 penny. That's right. So Illegal Pete's wants to celebrate with you, whether pregame or postgame party. They got you covered. All your game day needs. Must purchase adult entree to redeem Illegal Pete's soundcheck deal. Illegal Pete's, your go-to spot for burritos, buddies, and the beers.
This might be a weird time to ask for this, but
Good
hit
job.
that thumbs up button, y'all. We appreciate
Despite
it.
every
Good
fiber of
job.
your being saying no,
Mhm.
please hit the like button.
All right, next up, we've got a trade with the Oklahoma City Thunder. They obviously will receive Devin Booker, and in exchange, we get Lou Dort, Cason Wallace, and Jalen Williams. So Dort averaged 10.9 points, 3.6 rebounds, 1.4 assists, shot 43.8% from the field and 39.4% from deep. Wallace averaged 6.8 points per game, 2.3 rebounds, 1.5 assists, shot 49% from the field and 42% from deep. Williams averaged 19.1 points per game, 4 rebounds, 4.5 assists, 54% from the field, and 42.7% from deep in just his second season in the league. So he's got a lot of upside.
Yeah, honestly, Jalen Williams might already be in that category of like, we're not trading this guy. He's only 2 years into his career, but he is a really promising two-way player with a ton of upside. And the Thunder are in a position where, yes, they can take a swing on a star player, but they also have a ton of cap space to go out and sign one rather than give up assets for one. For the Suns, I think this, you're still a good team, obviously, with Jalen Williams, Lou Dort, who's one of the best, most physical defenders in the league, and Cason Wallace, who had a really good rookie year. But I don't think this is really enough value for the Suns, honestly. I like Jalen Williams a lot. But again, if you're trading Devin Booker now this summer, which you're not, you're doing it for a deal that pushes you closer with Kevin Durant and Bradley Beal. I don't think this does that. And if you're the Thunder, why are you disrupting your timeline? I don't see either side pursuing this.
I mean, listen, again, for the sake of the exercise, I like every player in this trade.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we all know we love Devin Booker. Jalen Williams is becoming a star, one of my favorite players in the league. I love Lou Dort. I think Cason Wallace is really underrated. This is, of all the deals we talked about, this is the one that kind of would make you think a little bit. But again, there's no, it's just, the Suns are not trading Devin Booker, and that's not enough. Although it's better than what we've seen, that's nowhere near enough. I'm also big on, I love up and coming players that have potential, but I am not. I need to see that potential play out over some. There needs to be some longevity.
But that's like trying to have your cake and eat it too.
No, it's not.
Because you can't ask to see it play out more and then be better players and still want that.
I'm not saying I'm asking to play. I'm saying my thing is, before I start crowning these up and coming players, I need to see things play out a little bit. Jalen's a really good basketball player. I think he's going to be terrific. But is he, in my eyes, anywhere near Devin Booker? No, it's not even close. And so for me, in any deal, I'll continue to say this, in any deal that another team is going to submit to me as the general manager of the Suns in a trade for Devin Booker, there has to be a clear-cut All NBA superstar potential player that is not based on potential. Not, hey, this guy played good for 2 years. If he does that for 5 more years, he's Devin Booker. Nah, that ain't enough for me. I need to see a guy that's got the resume equal to or better for me to even come around it. And so, no.
You be Sam Presti. Just sit there for
Go
a
ahead.
second. Get stuffed, Sam Presti. No, I'm not doing this because you know what this is?
What?
Salt in the goddamn wound because Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Devin Booker should have been the backcourt here in Phoenix. I ain't ever letting that happen anywhere else in the NBA out of pure spite, even if it was the best offer. Even if I got Chet Holmgren in the deal. No, thanks, though.
See, the people in the chat are feeling a little bit better about this one, though. Salem said, throwing a couple of picks, ... I'm game. Larry said, my reaction to that trade is the kombucha girl, where you're like, nah, well, no.
Yeah.
I didn't
It's
know
the
that's what that
reaction.
meme was called.
Yeah, she was trying kombucha for
I
the
didn't
first
know
time.
that.
Yeah. So at least this one is, not making our head hurt.
This
That's
one
good.
doesn't make me throw up.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Doesn't make you throw
just
up.
like nausea.
Yeah,
Yes.
nausea.
Just a little bit.
Pepto-Bismol.
Upset stomach, diarrhea.
I always have to take it there.
There is a super chat from BComC clearly about this one.
Oh boy.
And they are just basically saying they would have loved to have Devin and SGA together.
I'll read this one. If you're going to spend the money, I'll read it. This one's okay. The things I could have done to Booker and SGA together. Ghost emoji. I didn't.
Damn, boy.
Cheered for them.
Damn. Yeah, cheer for them, yeah.
I can't.
Supported them
I
through the good
cannot.
times and the bad.
I have no words.
Listen, BComC clearly, we love you. But if you guys want to see their super chats, you just have to come to the live YouTube
do.
video
You
viewing portion of the program.
They're an experience.
Because, like,
Yeah.
there's a line. I'm
Bruh.
sorry.
I-
Espo's line is a little bit further than mine, but for me, there's a hard
that
line.
line was that was the line there from now on. But you know what?
That's the line. Okay.
All right. Next up, we've got a trade with our beloved friends, the Lakers. They're getting Devin Booker, and in return, the Suns receive Anthony Davis, Jalen Hood-Schifino, and 2 first-round picks. So AD averaged 24.7 points per game, 12.6 rebounds, 3.5 assists, shot 55.6% from the field, 27.1% from deep. And then Hood-Schifino averaged, granted, listen, let me just put a disclaimer with this one before I read it. Only played in 21 games and only averaged 5.2 minutes. Okay. So maybe we don't even need to read the stat line because it's pretty sad, but
Probably
just
not.
know that.
Yeah, I mean, so this one can't even happen until August because AD just signed an extension with the Lakers that prohibits him from being traded for a full year. So this couldn't even happen until August. So that means we have about 2 months for Devin Booker to suddenly decide he doesn't want to be in Phoenix. He wants to go to LA, and the Lakers to decide, well, LeBron James left. We don't want to build around AD, so let's trade him for Devin Booker.
LeBron James.
None of those things are happening. Okay. But yeah, I don't know. I don't like this one. This
This is the one where LeBron James leaves to go play with Devin Booker, and then we trade Devin Booker for Anthony Davis, and the Phoenix Suns become the Lakers again.
Yeah.
That's what we doing.
James Jones, let's make this simple. If you're interested in this deal, just cut out the middleman and break Devin Booker's legs. You get the same return.
Oh, no.
All right? I mean, you're getting Anthony Davis. The guy can't stay on the court. He's proven it time and time again. That's the last thing this team would ever need is bigger injury concerns. No, thank you.
Yeah, no.
Keep walking.
Yeah, it's not a good trade.
Mr. Glass, stay in LA, bro.
Yeah, but this would be
But
where
this
would be the type of thing that
Yes.
LA calls you on the phone with
Yep.
if LeBron leaves and doesn't go to Phoenix. Like
And
if he
this
goes
is
somewhere else.
And this is the example I was saying. If you make these type of proposals, there's gotta be a clear cut dude in the package. Now, Anthony Davis is a great basketball player, so yeah, you get me to take the call and actually talk to you for an extra minute or two in this scenario, and then I hang up and say no, peace out.
Wally says, Espo, he played 78 games this season. Yeah, and what do you think the chances are he'll come even close to that after playing that many minutes? Like, and he did get hurt in the playoffs too. Like, so look, I get it. I just no thank you. No thank you at all.
Yeah, thanks, but no thanks.
All right. Well, then next up, we've got our friends down the street from the Lakers, the Clippers. They'll receive Booker, and in return, the Suns will get Kawhi Leonard and a second-round pick.
And this is where I don't hang up the phone quite as fast as the other ones.
Okay.
Interesting.
You're open to this a little
I'm
bit
open
more?
to this. I get it.
Why?
Kawhi has injury issues as well and concern, but we saw what he was able to do in Toronto in one season with severely less talent around him than he'd have in Phoenix.
He's older now.
He's good, great defensively. I would be intrigued. Would I pull the trigger? No, but I'd at least listen where I wasn't laughing on the other end of the phone with this one.
Yeah, so this one would only happen if Paul George and James Harden leave in free agency and Steve Ballmer's like, well, now I'm left with an aging, injury-prone Kawhi Leonard. We've got this brand new arena. We need to put butts in the seats. Yeah. Let's trade him for a guy who can be our franchise star who's still in his prime. That's Devin Booker or a guy like that. Interesting salary quirk. Remember how second tax apron teams cannot trade for more money or cannot bring in more money than they're sending out. He and Kawhi are projected to make the exact same amount of money next year.
Awesome.
So both of these teams, if they were tax apron teams, could still make this trade because they technically wouldn't be bringing in more money than they're sending out. But they also don't have any draft capital to offer except for this year's number 46 pick, which I like Kawhi a lot. Him and KD playing together would be a lot of fun. That's a lot of length on the wing, a lot of scoring ability. But Kawhi's injury stuff is concerning to me. The age is concerning to me. And the lack of, any first round draft capital is concerning because if Kawhi is injured again, your title window's done. And now you don't have a younger Devin Booker to at least retool around a couple years from now. So it's a no for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quick no for me.
Yep.
Not even a thought. And again, I hear what you're saying. I just can't get past the injury stuff. Yeah. I just can't.
For me, simply, this was the closest to top line talent we got that somebody would be offering back. And if I'm looking at KD being here as my real window, then the age thing, whatever, I'm going to have to rebuild anyways in the near future, and you're looking at when that Beal contract comes off. So that's why I wouldn't say no right away. I'd have to, think about it a little bit more than the others. But I don't think we even, and I know we're not going to talk about it, but I think the best one is still in your article. The Pacers one is the one I probably actually would sit down and consider because you're getting draft capital. You're getting guys that can help you now and potentially in the future. If you haven't read that one, I highly recommend going to gophnx.com because if I'm James Jones, that's definitely one that I'm doing the math on and thinking about before I just say hell no right off the top.
There are, I did 15 of them. We only did 6 on the show, so there are plenty more if you are interested in playing this twisted game that's never going to happen. Go to gophnx.com, check it out. There's a Cavs one that I kind of liked that'll probably never happen, but there's also one involving a certain finals MVP that people were arguing about earlier in the chat, so make sure to go check that out if you're interested in reading more.
Yep, again, that is gophnx.com. Okay, we do have a super chat here. It is from etc. They said, more likely Suns draft Bronny or trade the first.
Both can be true.
What if they both happen?
Both can be true. That's what I would say.
Isn't that the from that?
Tell us more.
The meme from the taco commercial. Why not both?
Yeah, porque no los dos.
Exactly.
Yeah, I honestly though, I feel like if they are going to draft Bronny, it would make more sense to trade back or to acquire another second round pick to do it. I don't drafting him at number 22 feels really high to me.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's a way to do both, which is again, when we did our show yesterday, go back and check it out. That was my preferred option, was to move back. And it's particularly because of a lot of this stuff we're talking about. If you can move back and get Bronny and not use him news 22, that's ideal.
So did we do it? Did we make it through
We
the
did.
Devin Booker trades
No. Are we all still,
episode
like,
without anyone burning anything
nothing's
down?
burnt down?
No,
We're all okay? Or
we burned down
That's not as bad as I was
36
expecting.
unbothered, baby. That's perfect. That makes sense.
I think we survived this Trade Machine Tuesday.
We made it through.
I think so.
We did.
You know what I'm saying?
Wait till next Tuesday, though.
Oh,
Shit.
no.
That's when we trade Gerald and Lindsay. It's gonna get
no.
spicy.
Oh man,
Where do we
don't have
gotta go?
much value.
I already tried trading.
Hey, how
you
much
earlier
would y'all?
this year,
How
didn't
much
work
would you
out.
take? How much? Yo, what would you get for me, dog? If you traded me, come on, let's have
And
some
with
fun.
that, we
I
will
take-
say goodbye.
No, hold on. I'll just take the
Bag of
cap. I'll
chips?
take the
Bag of
cap
chips?
space back.
Tomorrow's
That's
gonna be
what-
tomorrow's gonna be such an awkward
no.
show.
Not Suns legend cap space.
Not even.
No.
Can I
thought
get
it-
cash?
I thought it
Oh,
was
cash
cash
consideration.
considerations.
That's right.
Some cash
That's right.
consideration,
Cash
too.
considerations. That's what it is. How
So-
much cash?
Sorry,
That's the
I sold you
question.
to PHLY. You got to talk Philly sports.
Yeah, well, you know what, Espo? Wally put in the chat. We're trading you for Landry Shamet. So
Yeah.
GTFO.
Oh,
Damn.
Hey!
He's here. Hold
I'm
on.
demanding a trade now. Now I'm demanding a
Hold
trade.
on. I'm okay because does that mean I'm getting paid Landry
No.
Shamet's money to
You're
make
just
it work?
going to wherever
I'm in.
Landry Shamet's at.
Oh,
Eric,
Brian
you keep
would
doing that,
Brian
bro.
would get Emma for you. Darth Voida, our friend, said he'd trade 2 Matthew Lyssies for you.
And a
He-
so
so
says
says
Jay.
Jay.
He threw in a so
He
says
just
Jay.
traded.
Okay.
He traded one of his good friends and 2 of his brother-in-laws. He cloned his brother-in-law just to send him out.
It's a good trade.
Darth,
All right.
my guy.
Thank you all
Here
for
we
hanging
go.
out with us on this Trade Machine Tuesday that we all powered through together and survived. We appreciate you all being here. Hit that thumbs up button on your way out. Rate, review, and subscribe wherever you get your podcast. And of course, be sure to give the show a follow on social at PHNX_Suns. You can also follow me at Lindsay Smith AZ. You can follow Gerald at Gerald Bourget. You can follow Flex at Flex from Jersey. And you can follow Espo at Espo. Espo, take us home.
Just remember, his name's Gerald Bourget, and he tried to trade Devin Booker.
Slander!
We all silly like the mayor.